Hi everybody, today's video is going to be about the top school district in Hillsborough County. There's actually two that are the top, Plant and Steinbrenner. Today's video is going to be all about Steinbrenner High School. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss it. Hi everybody, thanks for tuning into my channel, Living in Tampa. If it's your first time tuning into my channel, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and ring the little bell so that you'll be notified each and every time that I release a new video. Today's video is going to be all about the #1 school district in Tampa. As I said previously, there's actually two school districts that are very highly sought after in Tampa. One of them is Plant High School and the other is Steinbrenner. Today's video is going to be all about Steinbrenner High School. So let's get to it. So Steinbrenner High School is located in North Tampa in Lutz. It is near the Veterans Expressway. It's located with its other sister schools that feed to it. Martinez Middle School and McKittrick Elementary School. The area that it's located on, Lutz Lake Fern Road, is mostly a residential area other than the schools. It runs east to west. It runs from Gun Highway all the way over to US 41, as you can see here on this map. It's located in an area that has restaurants and daycare centers. There's 3 golf courses, TPC Golf Course, Cheval Golf Course, and Heritage Harbor. There's a public shopping center. There's an equestrian facility that's being built. But other than that, it's mostly residential neighborhoods, and the homes in this area that are slated for Steinbrenner District, they run anywhere from 300,000 about, sometimes you can get a little bit lower than that, up to, $1 million or more. So the neighborhoods that are located along this main road that the school is situated on, the closest neighborhoods are Villa Rosa, Fern Glen, Heritage Harbor, Stonebriar, and then if you're looking in that upper price point, you've got Cheval and Stillwater. So let's talk about the schools. Again, Steinbrenner is located right off of the Veterans Expressway, and it sits with McKittrick and Martinez, which a lot of parents love when it comes time to drop their children off to school. If you've got children that are, different ages, you can drop them all off at about the same time, depending on school start times and, activities that they are participating in. But let me tell you, that does come at a price. That convenience does come at a price, because the traffic along Lutz Lake Fern Road during the commuting hours, the school drop-off hours actually, is just absolutely terrible. So when my daughter was at Steinbrenner High School, I had to leave almost an hour before drop-off time to get her there in time, even though we only lived about 2 miles from the school. So keep that in mind. If your child drives, parking is very, very limited there. They do not allow freshmen to drive. Sophomores to drive. Freshmen can't drive anyway. But they don't have parking for sophomores, I should say. So the parking is very limited. There's actually some of the churches and some of the other businesses along Lutz Lake Fern that do allow students to park there during school hours. They have some kind of agreement, I believe, with the high school. But some of those kids park pretty far and still have to walk quite a ways to the school, but that's the price they pay, I guess, for getting to drive to school. But if you, as the parent, are driving them, be aware you are going to be dealing with that traffic. Also, if you don't have a child at that school and you're just living in those neighborhoods that I just mentioned that run along Lutz Lake Fern Road, you too are going to be dealing with that traffic, and you will get to know the school bell schedule very well just so that you can avoid that traffic. Me personally, what I did in the afternoons, I know a lot of the moms would get there an hour before school let out and just sit in line waiting for their kid to come out so that they could be at the front of the line. Well, I took kind of the opposite approach to that, and I told my daughter, hey, you hang out with your friends, have a good time, and, socialize, and I'll be one of the last moms there. I did promise her that I'd never be the absolute last one, so she didn't, feel bad about that. But I was close to the last one to get there, and I didn't have to wait in any line. So that was my strategy on that. But anyway, let's get back to talking about Steinbrenner. So I've lived here for 12 years now, and Steinbrenner has definitely been rated a #1 school the entire time that I've lived here. It was built in 2009, I believe, and I believe it's always been, from the get-go rated an A school. It's a large school. They've got about 2,400 students there. Grades 9, 10, 11, 12 is what is high school here in Florida, in case it's different in your area. They've got a graduation rate of about 96%, so that's quite high for Florida high schools. One of the cool facts about Steinbrenner High School, it was actually named after the Yankees owner, George Steinbrenner, who unfortunately has, passed away, but the school was named after him. And if you didn't know, the New York Yankees actually have their spring training camp here in Tampa. So that's a really fun activity that you can go and do, is watch the New York Yankees at spring training. Their facility is located right by Raymond James Stadium as well. So it's a really neat thing to be able to do in our area. So what most parents love about Steinbrenner High School is all the cool stuff that they have for the kids to do. So there's always something going on. There's always events. They have every club imaginable. My daughter, when she was there, she was in the international club, and they got to learn all about like different cultures, and they got to try a bunch of different foods from those different countries. I mean, they have like a Harry Potter Quidditch club. They've got Best Buddies Club, where they, do things with some of the autistic children. They've got everything that you can think of. If your child has an interest that is not covered in one of the clubs, the school actually encourages the child to start a club of their own, and they are supportive of that. So it's almost like a college in that sense, in that there's always going to be something for them to do. They've also got, what's really neat at Steinbrenner that they have is Future Farmers of America. They have greenhouses there, and they have a program where the students can work with animals, and almost like the 4-H club kind of thing, if you're familiar with that. And they also have a veterinary program. So if your child is interested in possibly becoming a veterinarian, they have dogs that are there that they work with, and literally there is something for every child to do. But the main thing that I know that most of the parents have mentioned to me that they love about Steinbrenner is the fact that the students really get to know the staff and the teachers. I think most of the teachers know almost all of the students by name. The teachers go above and beyond to ensure that the students there are successful. They take time after school. If a student is struggling, they'll spend extra time with them. They'll help them to prepare for SATs and ACTs, just to get them college ready. And they really do everything to make a child successful that they possibly can do. And that is one of the things that the parents are really happy about at Steinbrenner High School. Now, let's talk about Martinez Middle School. It's also highly rated. It's an A school. Again, this as well has been an A school as long as I can remember. Something about Martinez that some of the kids might like to know if you're moving here from out of state or out of the area, they do require the students to wear a uniform. Now, the uniform isn't that bad. It's basically khaki pants or black pants. They can wear shorts or pants, and the girls can wear skirts or capris as well. And then there's just these polo type shirts in certain colors that they have to buy that have the Martinez logo on them. There's also sweatshirts and anything that has the logo on it that they are allowed to wear. Now, I know some kids don't like that. I know my daughters didn't like it when they had to do it at the time, but what they told me afterwards is that they actually felt good about it because, they didn't have to keep up with the latest trends if we didn't have all the newest clothes or whatever, and it made it a lot easier in the mornings. As a mom, I'm going to tell you, it's so nice just to have the khaki pants and the shirts and just to have it all ready for them and not have to have that argument about what am I going to wear to school today and things of that nature. Of course, you are probably going to have to listen to your child complain about wearing the uniform, but in the end, it works out pretty well. Now, Martinez does have all kinds of electives and clubs for the children as well. They've got great sports programs, so the kids get to try out different sports to see what they really like. They've got a program where they can earn high school credits to get ahead if they are interested in that. They've got STEM club. They have a lot of smart kids at Martinez. So I'm going to tell you, they have the National Junior Honor Society there. They've got, I think, over 500 members in that, in JHS, which is pretty amazing. They've got, did I already say they have the STEM program? And another thing that they've got in common with Steinbrenner High School is that ethic of the teachers to just really go above and beyond and be hands-on and really get to know your child and work with them and do everything that they can to make your child feel successful in the school setting. They've got a special program for the kids when they're first coming in to transition them from elementary school into middle school to make sure that they don't, fall behind or feel left out in anything. And they take that extra time just to really nurture the children and to spend the quality time that your child needs to be successful in middle school. For us, it really was a blessing, and it's one of the best schools that I've ever had an experience with. And last but not least is McKittrick Elementary School. Now, it's also an A school. It's got about 1,000 students there. I do believe that they do the uniforms at McKittrick as well. A cool fact about McKittrick is it was named after the teacher that first brought kindergarten to the Hillsborough County area. Which I think is pretty awesome. Another awesome thing about McKittrick that they do every year that's really unique, that you may be able to Google and find some videos about this, they reenact Ellis Island with the students each and every year. So they have them dress up and they have them pack up their belongings, and they have to march over to where there's different people speaking to them in different languages and act like they're, registering to come into the country. They really go all out on it so that they can experience this important part of our nation's history. And it's just something that I really think is super cool. Another thing that they've got that I've never seen at an elementary school is their music program is phenomenal. And they even have a rock band, which is, of course, a big hit with all of the students. There's always lots of fun events going on, things to keep all the kids involved, and the parents are super involved. I think, that's always important at a school, especially in elementary school, is to be involved to make sure that your student is doing well and being successful. McKittrick has one of the strongest PTAs that I've seen. And in all the years that I've lived here, I've never had a parent that wasn't happy with McKittrick. My children personally did not go there because they were older than that when we first moved here, but I do have a lot of friends that have sent their children there, and they absolutely love it. I think you can't go wrong with McKittrick, and your student is definitely going to get a quality education and be prepared for middle school if they attend McKittrick Elementary School. Well, that's it. That's everything about the Steinbrenner School District in Hillsborough County, the #1 rated school district. It includes Steinbrenner High School, Martinez Middle School, and McKittrick Elementary School. Hey, if you've got any questions about this or any of my other videos, don't hesitate to put them down below in the comments or reach out to me. If you're thinking about moving to the Tampa Bay area, you have got to give me a call, send me a text, or shoot me an email. However you want to communicate with me is fine. I'm always available. And when it comes to moving to Tampa, I've got your back. Hey, if you haven't already done so, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and ring the little bell so that you'll be notified every time that I release a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.